A new book event is coming to Kent State's campus. Keep watching to learn more about who the author is, along with the event details.
And after protests following the results of the Jalen Walker trial, activists are suing the Akron Police Department. Portage Pulse has the story.
A new proposal reaching the state legislature has the potential to legalize marijuana for Ohioans. Stay tuned to learn more about this proposal.
And today is National Kindergarten Day. Hear about the history of kindergartens and more as Portage Pulse starts right now.
Good afternoon, Portage County, and welcome to this week's episode of Portage Pulse. I'm Nikki Gasiewski.
And I'm Joe Malbin.
Looking for a good book to read this spring? Look no further. Former Ohio Governor Richard Celeste published his autobiography titled In the Heart of It All, an unvarnished account of my life and public service in November. In it, Celeste details his childhood in Lakewood, his years as a student at Yale, and his time as governor. He'll be holding a book signing at the Kent State Bookstore for his book next Tuesday from 12 to 2 p.m.
Well, a Portage County couple is dealing with a porch pirate problem after a thief stole a package from their front porch. The thief in question, however, was a raccoon. The couple caught the porch bandit smuggling the package across their yard on their front porch security camera. The raccoon's motive seemed to be hunger, as the package was reportedly full of food for ducklings hatching in the couple's incubator.
The president of a now-defunct tour company has been sentenced for scamming Ohio families with prepaid field trips. Hudson native Joseph Cipoletti, the former head of Discovery Tours, has pled guilty to a federal court in Cleveland. He pleads guilty to the following: wire fraud, money laundering, bank fraud, and making a false statement. Cipoletti will serve 5 years in prison.
And Cleveland state officials have confirmed that a man who was shot to death in his Hudson home was an assistant professor at the school. Dr. Todd Allen Morgan was an assistant professor in the Department of Management. A statement issued by CSU's president, Laura Bloomberg, said, quote, "We are deeply saddened and sorry to have lost a talented educator, friend, and coworker in such a tragic manner." Police have declined to say if arrests have been made.
Activists are suing Akron police over the use of excessive force on protesters. The lawsuit was filed by civil rights attorneys. The suit comes after police pepper sprayed protesters in a demonstration after a grand jury declined to indict the officers who shot Jalen Walker. The Akron Bail Fund has asked a federal judge to grant a temporary restraining order that prevent police from using pepper spray and tear gas on protesters.
And a former Ohio fiscal officer has been convicted in charges stemming to misuse of public funds. According to the auditor, Cyril Viersta used public funds to purchase resources for his roadside zoo. Those resources include a wildebeest, 2 snow owls from England, enclosures, animal food, and more. In February, Viersta was sentenced to 4 years and 11 months in prison and is ordered to pay over $300,000 in restitution.
Ahead of Earth Day, Attorney General Dave Yost unveiled an initiative to help Ohio communities crack down on polluters. The initiative is titled Shine a Light on Dumpers and is in partnership with the Environmental Enforcement Team. Yost has earmarked $1.1 million from the proceeds of a Volkswagen settlement to finance the campaign. Shine a Light on Dumpers will be rolled out in phases, beginning with online information.
And Franklin County is taking steps to counter food waste. The county has reported that roughly 1 million pounds of food end up at the Franklin County Sanitary Landfill each day. While that number is high, it is coming down as much of the recycled waste in Franklin County is food. Now, restaurants and colleges in the Columbus area are making efforts to reduce wasting food, such as not cooking a surplus amount and asking students not to take more food than they are going to eat.
A possible bail measurement makes the future of medical marijuana uncertain in Ohio. The state legislature is considering a proposal created by the Coalition to Regulate Marijuana like alcohol. It would allow Ohioans 21 years and older to buy the drug and grow it at home. Lawmakers have until May to consider the measure. After May, the group can begin collecting signatures for placing their proposal on the November ballot.
And a bill introduced in the Ohio House of Representatives would ban drones with weapons from being flown by Ohio police. House Bill 149 is a bipartisan effort introduced by Republican Bernard Willis and co-sponsored by Democrats Joseph A. Mills III and Richard Del Aquila. The bill makes no ruling on civilians attaching weapons to their drones. However, the FAA already labels that a national crime.
More than 500 spoke out on a higher education bill on Wednesday at the Ohio State House. The 500 include college students, university staff, and advocates who either spoke or written their testimonies against Senate Bill 83 and its companion House bill. Students come from Ohio State, Miami University, and Kent State University. Senate Bill 83 and House Bill 151 will require evaluations on if instructors shown or taught with a bias. In preparation for Earth Day, President Biden plans to sign a new executive order. Stay tuned to see what the order will entail.
And welcome back. Tomorrow is Earth Day. We go to our reporter Nikki Gasiewski for news pertaining to the special day. Nikki?
Hey Joe, with Earth Day being tomorrow, a lot has happened in the U.S. and around the world to prepare for it. The 9th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals halts a gas ban in Berkeley, California. Back in 2019, Berkeley became the first U.S. city to adopt a ban on natural gases in new homes and buildings. The court sided with the California Restaurant Association to halt the ban. The Building Decarbonization Coalition reports San Francisco, Los Angeles, Oakland, and 24 other cities are at risk of similar ordinances being halted. Now Montana is being sued over climate change, specifically the state's interest in fossil fuels. 16 young plaintiffs are suing the state in the case of Held versus the state of Montana. The suit challenges part of Montana's state energy policy that promotes fossil fuel development and part of the 1971 Montana Environmental Policy Act. This will be the first climate lawsuit filed by young people to be heard in a court. A new report from the American Lung Association reveals air pollution dangers Americans live with. The State of Air report details that 1 in 4 live with air pollution, which has the potential to either hurt their health or shorten their lives. Americans of color, residents of Western cities, are reported to be disproportionately affected. The report finds millions of Americans put their health on the line when they go outside. With all these health concerns and more, President Biden plans to sign an executive order to create a White House Office of Environmental Justice. The order will tell executive agencies to use data and scientific research in order to find out how pollution hurts people's health and limits those dangers. The White House describes the executive order as the most ambitious justice agenda in our nation's history. In addition to the executive order, Biden pledges $500 million to curb Amazon deforestation. The $500 million will go towards Amazon Fund. The Amazon Fund uses foreign funds to fight deforestation and preserve the environment in the Amazon. The fund began during Brazil's president's past term. Biden's pledge will make America one of the largest donors to the program.
Together, Colombia and the United States are leading an effort to deal with climate change, and I've been working for a long time. We're going to make a $500 million commitment to deal with preserving the Amazon.
If you wish to read more about these stories, you can go to KentWire.com. Reporting for Portage Pulse, I'm Nikki Gasiewski. Back to Joe at the desk.
Thanks, Nikki. As tomorrow is Earth Day, our Health Minute will tell you healthy habits that can help the Earth. We go to CNN's Mandy Gather with the story.
Protecting the place we live and leading a healthy life, both important and go hand in hand.
Many of the actions that we can take as individuals to reduce our carbon footprint also have positive health benefits.
Dr. Alyssa Gordon is Medical Director of Sustainability at Cleveland Clinic. She says eating a plant-forward diet with emphasis on foods like fruits and veggies, nuts and seeds, and less animal-based products is not only good for your body, but can also help reduce your carbon footprint. Gordon says to also consider going to a local farmer's market.
This helps improve the carbon footprint by reducing the transportation carbon footprint of the food, and also preserves nutrients in the food since it's fresh, and it supports local businesses.
As the weather warms, Gordon says to consider walking or biking to where you need to go, keeping you active and putting less pollutants in the air. Also, enjoy nature. Gardening not only has benefits of getting you outdoors and moving, but can also help your health.
Just being around trees lowers blood pressure and boosts your immune system. It also makes kids more relaxed and attentive, which improves learning and school performance.
Finally, switch those TVs, lights, and other electronics off when not in use. This can help promote better sleep and reduces energy use at home and at work. For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
MyPillow founder has been ordered to pay $5 million in election fraud disputes. Mike Lindell has been ordered to pay the money to software engineer Robert Zidman by an arbitration panel. Lindell launched a campaign titled Prove Mike Wrong Challenge, where he stated he would pay anyone $5 million if they prove his claims of manipulation in the 2020 presidential election false. Lindell told the Associated Press Thursday that he has no intent of paying.
And as the 2024 presidential election cycle quickly approaches, President Biden could announce his run for re-election as soon as next week. The announcement is expected to happen this Tuesday, April 25th, marking 4 years since the president's initial announcement in 2019. While there are concerns about Biden's age and low approval rating, the president is expected to run due to the fact that there isn't a clear Democrat challenger.
The deadline to raise the U.S. debt ceiling is fast approaching, and it raises the question of what will happen next. Back in December, Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen said the government could pay its billions only through early June without increasing the limit of the ceiling. Goldman Sachs estimated if April tax recipients are down by 35% or more, the Treasury could announce an early June debt limit deadline.
It is almost cataclysmic if we were to default. And even to have the brinksmanship that brings us to the verge of that is so dangerous for our economy. It has incredible ramifications. So I just plead with Speaker McCarthy, don't default. Don't put our people through that.
And House Republicans have passed a bill that would block transgender girls and women from participating in female sports. The Protection of Women and Girls in Sports Act make it a violation of Title IX for federally funded government programs to allow biological males from participating in athletic programs designated for women. The bill passed along party lines with a vote of 219 to 203.
Today, April 21st, is National Kindergarten Day. The day celebrates the birthday of the man who started the first kindergarten, Frederick Wilhelm August Malbin.
The name kindergarten means garden for children and was developed in Blankenburg, Germany in 1856. In 1856, Watertown, Wisconsin opened the first kindergarten in the United States.
Well, first off, happy birthday to him.
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely. That's really cool, the whole history of kindergartens and the fact that it wasn't like something that we initially had, you know.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, I just remember the most thing I remember from kindergarten is being chased around by this girl because I wore sparkly pink shoes.
Oh no.
It's really annoying.
Yeah, I think my favorite memory from kindergarten is I had this little mystery box and I put like popcorn in it in one compartment, and then I shut the box and I would open the other compartment and nothing would be there.
That's so cool.
Yeah, I was
So
like
you
the
were
talk
like a
of the
kindergarten
class.
magician.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun.
Yeah, I just remember like career day, my parents coming in, them talking and reading a book.
That's cool. Awesome.
Okay, that's all the time we have for this week's episode of Portage Pulse. Thank you for joining us.
For updates on all these stories and more, visit our website at kentwired.com and on all social media platforms at kentwired. I'm Joe Malbin.
And I'm Nikki Gasiewski. Have a great day, Portage County.